watching BizAsia America. I'm Michelle McCory. Business confidence in Mexico is on the decline. Mexico's National Statistics Agency has just posted its monthly numbers on business confidence, and things are not looking so rosy in Latin America's second largest economy. For more on that, CCTV's Franc Contreras joins us live from Mexico City. Frank, what's the latest?
Thanks, Michelle. These numbers are based on a survey conducted by the Mexican government. They asked businesses all across the country to rate the economy and tell how their companies are doing inside this economy. And the scale is based on 1 to 100 points. And if you get right in the middle, the line at 50, that's the line between optimism and pessimism. So here's what we're seeing. There's been a steady trend, a declining trend in business confidence during 2013. Basically, there's an outlook for investment that's falling. The outlook for the overall economy is also falling. This has been a trend that's been going on since the fourth quarter of 2012, Michelle, and it's based mostly on the fact that demand from the United States has been dropping, but also Mexico's gross domestic product, the GDP, has been falling, and it's expected to close out the year at 1.2%, quite one of the lowest percentages that the country has had in quite some time. Now, of course, no business leader is ready to throw in the towel at any point here. Mexico's beer industry is no exception. Microbreweries are doing what they can to stay alive, and they're doing it by searching out niche markets.
Until recently, it was nearly impossible to imagine microbreweries breaking into Mexico's beer market, the world's 6th largest, and mostly controlled by just 2 companies. But a July ruling by Mexico's Federal Competition Commission will disrupt the virtual monopoly enjoyed by Modelo, owned by Anheuser-Busch, and Cuauhtémoc, owned by Heineken. Together, they've locked up nearly 98% of the market, with anti-competitive practices like giving away restaurant furnishings in exchange for exclusivity contracts. The artisanal beer maker Primus was a plaintiff in the legal case. Owner Rodolfo Andreo says his brand's rich flavors come from malted grains imported from Germany.
We decided to open our own places to sell our products, and that really opened the market up for us because we have full control of the products we put forth.
The Microbrewery Alliance has opened bars in upscale neighborhoods in Mexico City, Guadalajara, and other locations. They double as beer stores, selling products from Mexican microbreweries and craft beer imports.
Mexico's artisanal beer makers have captured far less than 1% of the country's entire beer drinking market. Still, their decision to take on the world's major beer companies has proven profitable.
Among the satisfied customers is Ian Richardson, who is from England, a country he says taught him to savor beers brewed by smaller companies.
It's basically because these products have a lot more flavor and because there's a lot more variety. Yeah, so they're kind of unique. Each one is different, and yeah, they taste better.
Mexico's 2 beer giants now have 5 years to reduce the exclusivity deals they have with clients, or they will face steep fines.
The 2 major brewers in this country could take all of that to court, and that would put, of course, more pressure on these artisanal beer makers. But they already hold about 2% of the full market here, and the way they're going, it looks like their market share will continue to grow, Michelle.
Right, well, Frank, separately, a debate is underway in Mexico to raise taxes. So how is that affecting the business outlook?
Well, of course, nobody anywhere in the world likes to pay taxes, as you know, but the loudest complaints are actually coming from businesses on the Mexican side that are doing their operations near the U.S.-Mexico border. There's complaints coming from the so-called maquiladora sector, Michelle. They say that increasing taxes for them would basically make it impossible for them to compete with similar businesses in the United States. So they say this is going to hurt their ability to be competitive. What they're going to do is put up a legal challenge against Enrique Peña Nieto, the president's tax proposal. It's supposed to bring in $14 billion a year, but they say, of course, this sort of thing would hurt their businesses. So they're presenting this legal challenge in the courts. Mexico's government, the federal government of Enrique Peña Nieto, says for its part that it'll be able to take on those challenges with no problem and basically win those cases in the courts here. The problem, they say, at this stage is that the regulations now in place allow for loopholes that that basically allow these companies to evade taxes, essentially, is what's happening. And so the Mexican government says that this is going to end pretty soon, and pretty much all companies, even those doing business on the border, will be paying 16% taxes, Michelle. All of this still has to go through the Mexican Senate.
Frank, I'm sure you'll keep us updated on all those developments. Thanks so much for your report tonight. Franc Contreras live from Mexico City.